There is a house in New Orleans, and this one has a suicide, a tragic accident, witches, and a vampire queen. Let's go back to 1857 and visit the Rosegate House, so called for the beautiful rosette fence that surrounds a stunning mix of Italianate and Greek Revival. Built in that year by architect James Carlo and builder Charles Pride for Albert Bavard, it has a 2-level entry porch flanked by 4 square-end columns, the center ones on the lower level being of the Ionic order, and the center upper-level columns of the Corinthian order. There is a small 2-level wrought iron porch on the chestnut side of the house that leads to a hexagon-shaped wing that houses a library. There are later additions to the house that I will discuss later in the video. The original price for this magnificent home was $12,000. That's $2.8 million today. Sadly, Albert Bavard only resided in his new home for 2 years before taking his own life by gunshot. That was in the front doorway. Supposedly taxes were the cause. Supposedly you can also see his ghost on certain nights standing up in that doorway looking at his magnificent home. With a history like that, no one would purchase the home, so the value plummeted, as did the taxes, allowing Albert's daughter to keep the home until 10 years later when it was purchased by Reverend Clapp. Clapp's many friends include Walt Whitman and Jefferson Davis. Both men paid frequent visits to Rosegate House. They loved visiting the hexagon-shaped library. Reverend Clapp's widow installed the larger 2-storied porch with elaborate wrought iron overlooking the garden, as well as an elevator. She did that in 1929. She lived there until her death in 1934. At that time, a woman named Pamela Starr purchased the house, making it her home until her fall down the main staircase tragically cut her life short in 1949. It is said her ghost is often seen in the living room of Rosegate and the front windows, something that has been confirmed by many previous owners. And of those owners, there were several, until Anne Rice and her beloved husband Stan purchased the house in 1989. Anne, universally admired writer of many novels, including the Vampire Chronicles, wrote her magnificent Mayfair Witches series in the house. She was living there while she wrote the books. She made Rosegate the Mayfair ancestral home. She described many of the architectural points and lush gardens in great detail, right down to the gorgeous mural that adorns the dining room walls. The yard is where Stella Mayfair installed the pool Michael Curry is found dead in. The side porch installed by the widow Clapp was Deirdre's silent refuge for 30 years, her place to hide her mind and thoughts from Lasher. Anne resided at Rosegate for 2 years after the tragic death of her husband Stan in 2002. She moved out of the First Street house, eventually ending up back in California until her death in December of 2021. The house is located in the stunning Garden District neighborhood of New Orleans. Please know it's a private residence. Be mindful of that if you stop by for a look. Who knows, maybe you'll catch a glimpse of Pamela Starr in the living room window, or Albert Bavard in the front doorway, or even Deirdre Mayfair on the side porch. Thank you for joining me on this walk through the beautiful Crescent City. I hope you enjoyed it. And stay tuned for more There Is a House in New Orleans videos in this series. Have a lovely day, night, evening, weekend, week, wherever you are. Goodbye.